Okay, so welcome back to another episode of the Purple Heart Podcast. I'm here with Dan Allen. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Dan, 19. I'm currently studying film, TV and philosophy at Nottingham Trent.
Nottingham Trent. How's that been so far?
Yeah, it's been well, thanks.
Finished your first year?
Yeah, first year, but yeah, finished strong. First term was definitely a bit harder than second and third, but I felt like I got into the swing of things.
Did you get your grades, or do you want to say them? Or?
Yeah, no, I got a 2-1 for the first year.
So it goes first 2-1, then what's after
2-2, then a third. But yeah, so
that's 2-1.
I did all right.
Is that like equivalent to like a A? If like a first is like A star?
Eesh, I'm not sure. Maybe B, A.
We'll just
like,
say A.
Yeah.
So you were saying like the first. You said the first term's hardest.
Yeah.
Because of COVID and.
Yeah, I think so. Like it was a bit mixture of like moving in with my flat, who I definitely didn't like
gel with instantly.
I could probably tell that I wasn't going to be closest friends with them throughout the year, but and then you kind of get instantly put into isolation with those people, so you kind of have to bond with them
and like try and make it work.
Yeah, which was a bit hard as well. Like, and then 2 of them left as well, so there was just 4 of us. So I think it was a negative at first in the sense that like I just didn't really get along with them and like had to stay in my room a bit longer than I wanted to. But then it kind of forced me to go out and make a few more friends. And like I knew a friend from Tunbridge Wells, Mia, and I went over to her flat, and then I'm living with the boys in her flat next year.
Oh, okay, so it worked out well in the end.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the first bit is always like, obviously I didn't go to uni, but it's a kind of awkward. You like don't really know who you are, don't really want to live with you, but I am.
Yeah, no, freshest is definitely built up. I would say like that whole week is like nights are quite fun, but then the day you're just in your room, you kind of see each other in the kitchen, like, oh, you're right.
Hello again.
Yeah, ready for tonight. Like, or just like making some sort of kind of dead banter. But that was for me. I know other people had like great experiences, but I think it was definitely like the expectation versus reality was a bit
of a shock.
Yeah, a bit of a shock, because I was expecting to go there, meet like my best pals, and like be able to go out with them and like hang out with them all the time. Whereas kind of got there and I was a bit like, I've got to go try and actually find some friends.
Fair. So, and did you find it kind of like monotonous, that every day seemed, because especially during like lockdown, did it feel like every day is literally the same?
Yeah, that first term went so slowly.
Really,
like,
kind of painfully slow.
Yeah, it's in October. I was like, are we not done yet? Like I've been here a month already. But yeah, no, it was.
Do you feel like that affected you negatively, or?
Yeah, I think so. At first, I think like
you start having like doubts maybe, or second thoughts, like should
yeah,
I be here?
I think so. Also, my course, like first, like I was studying film and TV, and so like the first week was all like black and white films, no sound. I just really wasn't gelling with it at all. Yeah, I was like, this is what I come for uni for.
But paying $9,000 for no films. No sound films.
So and I was definitely questioning. I tried to change course, and then they didn't let me. So I was like, I've either got to really stick this out or just quit. But I didn't. I don't know. I think there's a few things which put me off quitting, like having to do a whole another year.
Yeah.
Like it kind of puts me
back.
I'm
not doing this again.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it was all right, but yeah, definitely at the time I was down. It was nice to call my family quite a lot, which I've never really done before. Like when I'm away from them, I'm quite glad I'm away from them.
But this is kind of the first time you've lived like that, lived away from home for that long.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because you, like, how long would you have not been with them before? Like a couple of weeks, maybe on holiday.
Like the longest time I've been away from them was a month before that.
Fair. Is that when you went to Kenya?
Yeah, we went to Kenya.
You went to Kenya?
Yeah, I went to Kenya.
That's pretty mad. You went there with George, didn't you?
Yeah, we went on a mission trip to Nairobi and Mombasa, which are the 2 like biggest cities in Kenya. And yeah, we went like there was first 2 weeks we went to the slums of Kibera, which is like the biggest African urban slum, which was incredibly eye-opening.
I'd say like that must be like, because obviously a lot of people don't really see that kind of lifestyle. Yeah. Was it quite just like made you not take anything for granted and everything like
that? Yeah, it definitely did. It was, I don't know, it was just such a life shock. Like, yeah, the way that they're so happy to see new people come, and like, in a sense, when say a new person comes to school, like there's automatic like judgment towards them.
Exactly. But like who's this?
Yeah, they literally opened us up with open arms. Welcomed us with open arms. And then like, yeah, also they were just so happy with like little things. Like we would be drawing with them in the library. They would just be like
gassed.
Yeah, free gas. Yeah, just laughing, like having so much fun. It's like this is so little.
Yeah,
how they could get so much fun out of. And
did it kind of change your like perspective?
Yeah, for sure. I know it was. I think I've probably like at first when I came back, it was really weird. Like to the UK because I was like, wow, we live in so much excess. But I think it's quite hard not when everyone else is living in excess. It's quite hard not to stay on track. So I went there like 2 years ago, and so I would say now my mindset is probably not the same as when I first left.
More or less back to normal.
Yeah, it's kind of back to normal, which is a shame that it takes that to.
True, but it's hard because like I said, if you're living in it and if things become normal, like how are you supposed to realize? Oh, yeah, I'm actually really lucky, but it's just the same thing every day.
Yeah, no, I do think that I take it, like I appreciate it more now,
Much more.
but I think there's over time you get back to normal.
Yeah, that makes
Normality.
sense. And so, did you go? Was this part of your church? Did you and George go to the same church? Or?
No, me and George went to different churches, but we were just like to each other in year 12.
Do you want to go, Ken? Yeah.
Should we go on a mission trip? We want to try and see what it's like living in a different place. We love exploring different cultures, and trying to do some sort of good,
That's
like
so
feel
cool.
good. So yeah, and
Did
then
you do it again?
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. It was so sad when we left, like, because they say to every person that comes, "Oh, when are you gonna come back?" And it's like, "Oh man, like I would literally love to come back next year, but like
you just don't know when, like practically.
yeah, literally, 3 years of uni, not gonna have enough money to go. Like, there's
Literally.
so.
And you say you went for a month.
Went for a month, yeah.
And with the same like group of kids the whole time?
No, so then first 2 weeks we went to Kibera, which was the slum, and then second 2 weeks we went to a school, which was really good. I think me and George, we really enjoyed that. Like, we bonded. There was like a little orphanage next to it, so we would go over there every night and play games for them, and like we would
Were you
help
teaching as well?
Yeah, we were teaching. That was a weird experience because I was like, how am I a teacher?
I'm not qualified for this.
Yeah, literally, I was teaching like RE in English, which I only knew a basic level. But no, it was good fun, to be fair.
Yeah, it must have been quite rewarding as well.
For sure. It was nice on that last day. We I know we had to, like, it was like their sports day, and so like that was
Are they pretty
good
quick?
fun. Yeah,
Pretty rapid.
but they were really good at football as well, and they were just playing in their bare feet. I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to stop. But they were just sick at it as well.
Were they like skilling you up?
Yeah, I was
Pretty
like,
much. How old was that kind of age range?
About
Did you go to a primary school?
No, we went secondary, 14 to 17-year-olds.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just crazy the different lifestyle they live. But so you went there like because of your beliefs about like God, and like you felt like you were called to go there.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, me and George, I think we've seen our like older friends go on mission trips. I know George's brother went. They went to South Africa, and yeah, I think part of, I guess, believing in God is like wanting to share God's word and live like how Jesus did,
Exactly.
which was for the good. And so I think that was by helping in like the school and like the slums. I felt like that was a very kind of basic, but like minor way of us trying to show God's love.
Yeah,
like,
no, definitely.
spread that.
So obviously I'm not religious,
No,
and you are, so it's good to get kind of your perspective on things. But I just want to like ask you, like, believe in what you do believe. How, because obviously like we were great mates with Elisa.
Yeah.
How did that affect like the way you coped with it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely it was a tough journey. It still is quite tough.
I feel like it's a big test.
Definitely a big test of faith, and I think what people have said to me throughout this time is like, you either put your trust in God or you completely lose it.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely been tough. I think at first it's one of these things where I didn't even look to God really when when we were searching.
Yeah.
I was like praying every day, and then like when I found out the news, it kind of wasn't. There wasn't
I
bitterness as
FaceTimed
such.
you boys, didn't I?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
in Bristol and I called you guys up. I was like, everyone pick up the phone now. We're going to talk to you. And it was just like, I don't know, the craziest news. Like,
Literally,
it was a massive shock.
Yeah, and I couldn't. Yeah, for the next like week, maybe 2 weeks, I didn't really even comprehend God in that sense, because I know for me, you see God in all that's good, and that is like that situation was not good. So therefore, like I just didn't see
How
God
could
in that
God be in
situation.
this? Yeah.
So it wasn't that in sense I was angry or bitter towards it. It was just more that I more just didn't understand it. Just kind of cancelled it out of my mind for that sake, and I guess kind of let my emotions take over. Which I was just incredibly sad over that time. But no, I think kind of getting back into the thing of things a little bit. I think little things like I've got a small group in Nottingham.
At your uni?
At my uni, which they were really good throughout that time when I was up there. Like
really supportive.
Yeah, like they would come like collect me from uni, and we would go on walks, and I'd go to church and be like spend like hours after it just like chatting. And I don't know, it was that time where I needed to be doing things, and they were for me. And I think it was, in a sense, that's their way of showing God's love as well.
And I'm sure like you feel His love through them.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's still today there's times where I think I've processed it a bit more. And I'm like how, why? I think those questions are like
never get an answer.
Never get an answer really, but it's like I think you come to live with it. And also like I think, well, who is it? There was a friend of mine who they said like, since God, like He chose the prettiest flower out of all of them, and like I really do like that. I really do like that image of like how Elisa was just he was just an incredible human, and like if there was one to choose, like he would be it.
Obviously, you'd pick him first because he's the best of us.
Literally.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, I don't know. Crazy. I like if I was religious, I could see how that would really test my faith. Do you think that it affected you like mentally as well, or do you feel like you had like quite a stable mentality ready to kind of deal with it? Or?
Yeah, I think I've always been relatively stable, like mental wise, but I think it definitely does challenge you. I think if I was ever alone in my room, that's when it'd be like pretty poor. Like I'd be pretty down in the dumps. But that's why I was literally like, we came back from Tunbridge Wells. We had the thing at Calverley, that was really nice seeing people. And then I went back up to Nottingham, and I was just kind of like, I'm not with people who know Him. I'm not like by my loved ones. Alone. So I was like, okay, I've got to go do stuff. Like if I was going to be studying, I was going to go to the library. If I was going to like meet up with people, then I was going to go somewhere else, not my flat. Like, so like
just being in the physical, like a different physical place helped you.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not looking at the same four walls the whole time.
Yeah, literally, yeah. It kind of goes back to that first term where like I was just like stuck inside my own room. I was a bit like, it's
a bit like a prison.
Yeah, literally, it's boring. This is not fun, not like sustaining at all. So going and seeing people, I think I'm probably most of my element when I'm like with people, around people, things like that.
You mentioned so I did that thing again. Always grab my ear for no reason. You mentioned like the Calverley thing, and then so we had the Calverley day where people came and we let go balloons, and then we also had his funeral, and then recently at Bennett we had a kind of memorial service and a charity football match after that, which was really nice. And just to say thank you to everyone that did come and talk about him, and his family was there as well. So it was nice to kind of like round it off and for everyone together to be like kind of show their respects and and it was really nice, like the words people said and how just supportive our school was and how supportive our teachers were, and everything was really nice.
Kind of got a nice bit of closure from
definitely I think so.
It was not the funeral was really nice. Ike said a really nice like eulogy, and like I think from that there was also another Bristol thing, which I didn't go to, but I was planning on, but I felt like from that funeral I kind of got the closure which I needed, but then also just being with people that also knew him and loved him, like at the funeral, but also at the Bennett football charity match. Like I think that was also really nice and just like a really good moment where people could share fond memories of him, and then also just like kind of mourn together and
exactly.
Kind of
and that's the thing, like it's much easier when everyone's together because we all kind of carry the weight of it on all of our shoulders, and the football game was good.
For sure. Throughout that time, I think that us boys we came together, so it's like a lot closer than we ever really have, which is obviously sad that has to happen, but so needed. And I'm thankful for you, Dexter, George, Jude, and Mika, that like 100%. We all came together and we were there for each other in that time, because I know we needed it. Yeah,
so tough. I just want to say thank you to Jordan Masters, because he's just made a football team called Adukwe FC, and he just posted
football kit.
The football kit with the nice logo, which is pretty sick. And I was at my friend's house, and like the boys sent it to the group chat, and I just started crying, because it was just like, if he could have just seen like how much people cared, then maybe like. So maybe it would have been different, because he could have seen like the massive effect it had on people. So that was quite like hard to see that, but it was like nice at the same time. So like a sort of bittersweet.
Yeah, no, literally. And that football match which we had was just it was just such a nice way of showing like who he kind of was and what he loved.
Like all these people were out here because of him, and the sun was out. It's really nice day.
Yeah, such a nice day. And the teachers as well, they were so supportive in it all. Like, some of them where like Elisa had lessons with, and like they shared some of the memories there. Like I didn't even know some of them, and
Exactly.
I was like, that's so
classic
good.
Elisa.
There was like a photo shoot as well, where like there was all the photos of Elisa. I was like, yeah, I was in that one, and like so really good ones.
Yeah,
and, like,
trust. It was really nice.
I remember that night, but yeah, no, that day was really good.
And then recently we went camping together. Us and the boys went camping.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was fun. Obviously, Elisa would have been there. Like he would have been there for that. So it was nice, like sitting around the fire, just kind of like. I think the first night we just like did a toast to him, saying like, obviously we love you, and like you would have been here and stuff, which was good.
Yeah.
And it was nice to just like spend time together, kind of like away from everything, because obviously camping, you just your phones die instantly,
Yeah,
like
literally.
iPhones, and then just cook your own food, run a fire, and sleep in a tent. Well, everyone slept in the tent, but I slept in the car because
Explain that first night.
well, the first night was horrible. Like there was like one big tent and the 6 of us, and there's like one small tent, and so we all went in the big tent. And I was like,
Thinking it was a good
think
idea.
it was a good idea. 2 seconds in, I was like sweaty. I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. And I looked at that one and I looked at the small one. I was like, okay, I'm not even going to attempt going to the small one. So I went into my car, and there was so much stuff in my car. I was like, okay, forget it. I'm just going to just lay in the back seat. I was kind of like half curled up in the back seat, sweaty, then cold. And I was like up at 4:30. I was like, this is horrible. Like, why am I here?
I remember seeing you at like 5:30. I
Literally.
just kind of
I
like
was like-
raised my head, and you were just there like.
I was like sitting up. I just like waved it down. I was like, hello. I
I just
like,
went back to sleep.
you went back to sleep. I struggled to. Eventually, I did get back to sleep, but it was. Yeah, the first night was pretty rough.
Yeah, no, but that the camping side of it, in the sense the sleeping and like the cooking, we actually did quite well. But like
good
throughout the day,
breakfasts.
it was so nice. Like we would wake up, get breakfast. We had just bacon every morning,
Nice.
or some bit of eggs, and then like we'd go to a local town like Bexhill, but by the seaside, sorry, Bexhill or Hastings.
Good old Bexhill and Hastings.
But the weather made it like
Yeah, the weather's really
it
nice.
was
And we're going to the beach and we were playing spike ball and stuff, and
literally-
just
all we need is spike ball and like some beers and burgers. Like
literally like
we can last for ages.
yeah, it was a good time. Just like kind of just
And it was
Relax.
nice for us because us boys, we haven't
that's the
we
first time
haven't
we've been away together.
gone away together.
Literally,
which-
and it's like it wasn't even that far. I went to Battle.
yeah,
Like
an hour
obviously,
away.
eventually we'll go on holiday together. But it was nice to just after everything that's happened, just like take our own time, relax, and just like literally enjoy the weather and enjoy each other's company. So,
Yeah, literally.
But
But
yeah.
it was good fun. I really enjoyed it.
Nah, you won't tell, but I just went and dropped my brother at work. But first of all, I just want to say thank you to because I was out the other night, and a lot of people that I didn't even know were coming up to me saying, "You're the podcast person." They're like, "Oh, you did
Pepper Rock podcast, yeah.
Pepper Rock podcast," and they were like repping. They were no, but it was really nice for people I didn't know to come up to me saying like, "This is a really good thing that you're doing," and so I just want to say thank you to those people, and also want to say thank you to Alan, who's like the co-creator of this brand Young Goat. He sent me this, which is pretty dank. I'll put his
It's a good brand.
yeah, really good brand, really like sick, like
Yeah,
what's it?
it's good quality.
Really good quality, and like well soft in the middle. He didn't even ask me to do this, but I'm gonna put his link in the description because down below. Such a YouTuber. No, yeah, just to I don't know, support him because he's been pretty sick, and he was like he came to the funeral and he's done not good. So, and he's working on something at the moment, so which we'll show when it comes out.
Nice.
But we can go back to Christianity because something that I want to make known as well. Like this podcast isn't just depressive. Like I've got mental health issues. Like da da da. Like it is just nice. Like personally, I find it nice for just to watch like two people chat.
Yeah.
Just chat about things. And just
Catch
chat
up,
about. Just
talk.
catch up. And I don't know. It's easy to watch. Like if you're driving or if you're cooking dinner or something. Just to hear people talking in your ear. Just about because I don't want it to be just fixed on like one topic. I want people to feel like they can come on here and talk about anything because some people might feel, oh, my mental health's not as terrible as these other people, so what's the point of me coming on here and talking about it?
Yeah,
And
that's not the point.
That's exactly not the point. The point is literally to have a conversation, and conversations, anything can spring from a conversation. So
Yeah.
the more we have, the more chance, like the more frequently we speak, the more chance like good things can come out of it.
Yeah, literally. That's where action comes from. That's
Exactly, yeah.
literally.
It just all starts from what we talk about. So, so talking about like Christianity. So you've been Christian your whole life?
Yeah,
So do you
yeah.
think-
So I've always kind of grown up. My dad's a pastor.
Your dad's pastor.
No, not that. Not the feed. No,
Pastor.
a pastor, which is basically like a vicar. And yeah, so I've always kind of grown up in the church. I would say I made my decision to become a Christian at the age of like 12. That's when I got
baptized.
baptized. And then kind of from there, I carried out my faith. I guess in like the everyday that I try to. I guess if that's whether just like kind of praying every day or trying to read the Bible when I can. It's actually quite a lot well, not harder, but it takes discipline, I guess, to do that kind of stuff.
And the Bible is pretty long.
It's pretty big.
And the words are printed really small. So there's actually loads of words per page. But
no, literally. But so I've...
And do you feel like that's affected your life in a massive way?
Yeah, definitely. Whether that's through, like, for example, like meeting new people, for example, like at church, if no one was unwelcoming, like I would have to be the one, oh Dan, you have to go welcome people. I was like, fair enough. So I guess since socially it's kind of helped me where I can meet new people.
And without judgment as well, the first thing, like, you're not going to judge a person. You can just
exactly. You kind of embrace them, welcome them in, which is nice. It's a nice atmosphere to walk into a church, I feel. Well, definitely depends on the church, but like it's definitely the churches I've been a part, welcome everyone with, I guess, open arms and try to embrace them. But the other things, like I guess throughout school, it was interesting. We went to a Christian school,
but there weren't that many Christians.
Not many Christians at all. So I guess in a sense, I've felt I guess a bit outnumbered in that sense. But our friendship group, I guess, we're kind of like split down the middle. Three of us are Christian, 3 of us aren't. But which I actually love. Like,
it is good.
It creates so much conversation. And
we have good debates. Normally it's me against George about some sort of one little thing that we're discussing. But
it's sometimes like not actually like worth it at all, but it's still fun.
I can't help. I literally I did the personality test, and like my person is like my personality is like a debater. So I'm literally like, I'll go to the ends of the earth about something I don't really care about just for the sake of the argument.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like playing like massive devil's advocate. So I'm like, oh, so what if this happened? And then
that's not even real.
Yeah. I know, trigger that person. But I don't know, let's do it for the fun. But you'd say like it's affected how you treat people and just like basically like the lens you look through.
Yeah, I definitely think I look through an optimistic / positive like mindset.
Because of your faith.
I would say, through that, like in a sense, I guess, if we're looking at stuff, I guess, biblically, like the classic quote, like, love yourself as you love everyone else. So I think it's like kind
love
of...
everyone else as you love yourself. Oh, wait.
What did I say?
Love yourself as you love...
love everyone else as you love yourself.
Treat people as you treat yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, that's definitely affected me in the sense, like, I don't want to judge someone literally before I've even met them or, like, kind of have this kind of built up anger. I don't...
keep grudges, you're quite forgiving.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely don't like to... I know you see a lot of beef and then like whole friendship groups get split apart from that. Like throughout school, you see that in so many girl friendship groups, and like you think literally talk to each other and then that can be solved. But it's just things like that which I hate. So I did my personality test. I think it was 2 years ago, but I remember I was like, I think it was Peacemaker. It was like something like that. I think it was a Christian version of it. So, but like it was since bringing people. It was like kind of wanting to find common ground in conversation.
And you tend to be the middleman, quite neutral. Like
to be fair,
two people are on the extremes, you're like, well, I can see your side and I can see their side as well.
I do, I guess it's positive, but it's also sometimes it can be a negative when I'm like, Dan, choose a side.
Pick a side, you can't sit on the fence all the time.
I am quite a fencer. Which, I think philosophy, doing that this year is definitely like, I've got to try and be a bit more decisive and be like, okay, I do think this.
Well, but surely philosophy is not very decisive at all because it's all just...
Well, in the sense you can't really fence it, like, because that
you have to pick a side.
Yeah, you do have to pick a side, and then you have to try and argue that, and then you have to try and carry on going with that, even if you realise halfway down it's like, So like you have to try and find your way. But in philosophy, I think the way that I can kind of bring different like for and against together, I think that does help. That was one of the reasons, like, I really like hearing like why I do philosophy and that. RE is like I love hearing arguments against God, and then like also like kind of seeing how they work out with the arguments for like, especially the ones at school were a little bit like, if you remember the cosmological, ontological, they weren't like, they're not like real arguments.
Not very in depth.
Not in depth at all. But like I do like quite hearing, I guess, the scientific ones, and I guess something which I kind of want to learn a bit more is just like a bit more about the science behind our universe, because there's so much to it, and like. There's so much that we can learn, and they can go together. I think science
you can
and
go hand
God.
in hand, and because you do see a lot of people who are a Christian, but then also very scientific, and they'll say like they'll back their points up with both of the
The Bible and evidence which they've seen in the world.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it must be tricky. Have you ever like been like given him like some evidence about something that's made you really think like, oh, is this actually quite a good point? Or
I think there's some part of me which still, I guess, struggles with the part of evolution.
yeah,
Because
pretty tricky because it doesn't really say anything about that in the Bible.
it doesn't say anything about the Bible. Well, it says that God made each and every one of us, which I do believe. But then I guess in a sense, evolution is the sense that we've come from, like, other like creatures, and we kind of evolved from those.
Like evolution's literally been proven, like petri dishes of bacteria and how it mutates and they grow on.
Absolutely.
So it's like pretty hard to dispute.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, but I don't know the argument for them like working together, but I have heard people kind of argue that in the sense they do kind of coincide. But no, I guess with stuff like the Big Bang, I can understand why that can seem compatible, but also I guess against it as well.
And no matter like how long you spend or like how deep you go into, there's always like questions that just won't get answers to. Like, okay, yeah, Big Bang, but what happened before that? Okay, oh, God said, okay, what happened before that?
Yeah,
It's just
literally.
like, there's only like so much we can really, I don't know, like say with certainty because there's like so much uncertainty.
Yeah, I think going back to like if there was one point like which is like in a sense like a bit of evidence which is challenged, I would say that thing. But and then there's loads of like, I guess you could use the fine tuning argument as well, which is like there's so many different things in the universe which like seem so perfect. You know, like how, I don't know, I feel
It has to be a creator.
a part of my faith is like I can't believe any possible idea that this just came from pure luck and like nothing. I think part of it is I
think because like the thing they say is like, look at something like the human eye, like how complex the human eye is, and like, so therefore it must have like someone must have designed this because look at a watch, like look how complicated that, and someone's built. There was a watchmaker.
No,
quite a classic thing. But then I think like with evolution, it's been like billions of years. So like throughout that time, like say if there was like a 0.000 increase of intelligence over all these billions of years, like eventually it does get to a point where you make some pretty crazy stuff from it.
Yeah, is that sense like the affinity? Like if you have all that time, like different things bound to happen. It's like, is it that thing where it's like if you put monkeys in a room, then they're bound to write the Shakespeare thing.
Yeah, on the typewriter.
I saw Carl Pilkington say something about
on
that.
the Ricky Gervais show.
Yeah,
Carl Pilkington.
It was so funny. But yeah, no, I think that's the stuff which I actually want to look into a bit more because I don't know enough about evolution, that stuff, and which in a sense, as a Christian, I want to know more because it's like, well, this is stuff about this is things that about God's universe, which I believe God's made, and so like if this is true, then how does this coincide, and how does it, and like what, and even if it, I guess like even if there's a question of if it doesn't, does that actually like matter whether what I'm doing in my everyday, like does it matter in the way that I treat people, or does it coincide with like treating people and trying to go out, and I guess the aim of Christianity is to share God and like share His word. So do those facts matter towards that?
If there's all these like great benefits coming out of it, does the real truth really matter? Because I'm not religious, but I would say like I would say the world's a much better place to say like with Christianity involved with it because of like the stuff they teach and like morals that we should like abide by. Because without that, like, because a lot of our morals do like kind of stem from that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's definitely the same. Like even if it was tomorrow that they said that Christianity isn't real and it was proven, I still I'd be thankful.
People
towards
wouldn't be going around like killing everyone. Like, we'd still have these morals.
Literally,
that we want to live by.
They're set in stone. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Do you find it hard, like especially say if you meet new people or like said at school you felt a bit of an outcast? Do you find it hard to like openly talk about your faith in front of people because you feel like you might be judged? Or
I think it was quite interesting meeting people at uni. I think towards at school, I think people just know because you just get to know people's lives just because you're with each other every day, and so. There was times where it was like it could be an inconvenience because it's like Christian, stuff
so
like that.
Do you feel like you've had a bit of like backlash through your life?
Yeah, I would say that, but I don't think it was anything like too bad. I think it was just like standard kind of
Just
school
classic
shenanigans
school stuff. Like,
Yeah.
if you're slightly different, everyone's attacked you.
Yeah, literally. But I know at uni I think I had quite good encounters where people I was like, yeah, I'm going to church, and like, you're going to church? Mad. What is church like? Like, they would actually like really be up for the conversation. There wouldn't be as much like judgment as like, you go to church. It would be a bit more like, oh, fair. Like
Tell me about it.
What is that? Like, and
What is church?
Yeah, towards the end, some of them were like, we should actually go. I was like, yes, actually
this
come
is,
along.
This is the point.
Yeah. So I know. I think people are a lot more open-minded. There's obviously a few where like, not my thing, which is fair enough. Like, you're going to meet people like that all the time.
But now, because we're a bit older as well, people like obviously show respect to when someone says something different to what they believe.
Yeah.
But like the whole school atmosphere is just like,
it's quite toxic in that sense.
it's very toxic, and it's like a massive breeding ground to be like, oh, look at you, you're different, let's pick on you.
Yeah, no.
So I guess going to uni when people are a bit more like grown up and mature, it's like, it must be quite nice to be able to talk about it.
For sure. Yeah, no. I got into quite a few conversations with people at uni where it didn't go down. I think a classic in our friendship group is like, it turns into an argument and we're like, okay, fine, we agree to disagree, and it's like
we never get it. So
never get anything solved. Whereas it kind of ends in the sense like, oh, fair enough. Like, actually, you believe in that. That's quite a cool way of thinking. Like, you can learn from each other, and like,
and afterwards you can go back and think about what they've said, and it might affect the way you think.
For sure. I also took like things away from those conversations, even though like, since you would expect they would take stuff away, I felt like fully like, oh yeah, fair enough.
Because you could learn like, oh, the way I've said this, and that's how they've interpreted it. Next time I say it to someone, I can say it slightly differently.
Yeah, for sure. You learn things through those conversations, which is awesome. Yeah, no, I fully enjoyed. In sense like being able to share like the fact that I'm a Christian, I think was a positive. It was whereas in school it probably was more seen as a negative. Like,
Feel a bit shunned.
Yeah, like, oh, you go to church and stuff like that. I don't know.
Oh, you're not cool.
I definitely wouldn't bring it up in conversation at school. Whereas, like, I would wait for other people to like mention it. I'd be like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Me too.
And then, whereas at uni, I'm down
can
to
wear
be
it,
like,
wear it on yourself. Now,
yeah, a bit more, which is calm because it's really nothing to judge. Really.
Exactly. Yeah. There's like literally so many good benefits from it. Like, what do you have like planned for like the rest of this year and like next year and stuff? You take like a year out to do traveling or what?
No, I'm going to do second year of uni.
Are you changing your course or do you keep it the same?
No, I am going to carry on with film, TV and philosophy. Like, the film and TV did get good towards the end.
No more black and white movies.
Yeah, no. Finally watching some DiCaprio. And then I'll have a placement next year towards the end, which would be nice in the film and TV industry.
Nice. Do you know what is that set?
It's not set yet, no, but like that's just part of the course. But they make sure that you do.
That's pretty sick.
That'd be good. But yeah, no. I'm moving into my house actually next week. Getting the keys, moving some stuff up, which would be nice. It'd be so good living in a house.
Yeah,
like, I'm so excited for it.
I've heard of halls. It's like I've visited halls and
I've seen them. They look awful.
And I'm glad that I visit for like a couple of days because I could not live there for a year.
No, it does get a bit grim. The only thing that I'm worried about is that we won't have a cleaner next year. So
the whole first year you've had a cleaner?
Yeah. So yeah, I've had a cleaner and it's still messy. Like,
how?
Just they come once a week and it's like a godsend when they come. It's like
thank you.
On our freshest week, there was like dark fruits just like puddled on the floor, like horrible. It was horrible.
Like actual liquid is puddled?
Yeah, just like it was like it's like
drowning in it.
Yeah, literally drowning.
Well, just like when you go to your house, just like when everyone gets their delegate roles, like, okay, so once a week
you're taking out the bins. Yeah,
they'll just like keep on top of it, otherwise it'll just get. And nobody will want to come and visit you if your house is a mess.
No, we will keep it calm. It's 4 boys, so like it could get messy. But
wait,
I know
4 boys and you, or
no, 4 including all of us.
It's quite a small house. Then.
Quite a small house, yeah. It's quite nice though. We got
cozy.
Yeah, all the bedrooms. We've got 3 bathrooms between us as well, which is
basically
pretty nice.
Each.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, no, getting the keys next week, and then I'll probably move in September kind of time.
And when's your course start again?
I think it starts in October, which is like.
So you still got a while.
I still got quite a long time. I really hope that this year. I don't know what they've said, but I just hope that the course is in person.
Yeah. Because of
it was.
Because what has the Zoom calls?
They're just jarring. Like, well, film and TV, it happened that like just like everyone didn't have their cameras
film
on.
and TV is fine because it's just like
just watching TV. No, that's not what the seminars were like. We would be just cameras off. It's like every kind of standard uni lecture. It's like cameras off, no one talks. You just feel sorry for the lecturer because they're like, anyone, please, just answer. You just feel like No.
I'm not going to.
I'm in bed right now. I can't do that. But to be fair, philosophy, our lecturer was actually quite good in the sense like he didn't make them, but like he was like, okay, camera's on. Every time you come to one, you're gonna ask me a question, and I'm gonna ask you one back. So it was actually quite engaging.
Try and get that like reciprocity, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So like that was good, but still online, like I feel like I didn't do like near as much work as I thought I was gonna do at uni. Like I'd probably do 6 hours a week for both, so like 12 hours for the whole week, which
Literally nothing.
doesn't really feel like work at all.
But you feel like the second year will be stepped up.
But yeah, I think so. In terms of like intensity of the course, but I just hope that like the fact that you have to go into a lecture, it makes you feel a lot more productive when you go and do something as well, instead of just waking up, going to your like desk and then living your whole day there.
Yeah, be in the same room.
So like in a sense, I think that would be good in a sense mentally, where because when you feel productive, in a sense, that's kind of also I feel like when I'm in my element. When
exactly, good endorphins, so you keep going and you get like in a good momentum.
You've got a plan going. Like
So,
I'll have different things throughout the week, like extracurricular things. I'm hoping to join the basketball society.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
What team you in? Second team, third team, fourth team?
I don't know. There's 3 teams.
You'll be in the first team, of course you will.
I won't be in. I won't be in the first.
Really?
Nah.
Come
Well,
Yeah, you will.
I'd hope for third or second. Like
Definitely second, if not first.
Yeah, that would be sick.
You'll be around skilling them all.
I know, but like,
if I was
I'm
there,
still
also
quite
be
small.
First. You're small, but you like you said, you're a playmaker. You're always like in there.
Yeah,
in
true.
good spaces.
Yeah, no.
But you're excited to go back.
Fully. That'd be cool. I also kind of want to try the radio. I might try radio society.
Nice.
Like just do like the student radio.
That'd be pretty sick.
Stuff like that.
I can imagine you doing that.
That'd be quite fun.
So it sounds like second is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to second year a lot more.
Nice.
Yeah, also I guess clubs opening up and a bit more like social life.
Yeah, a bit more freedom.
Bit more freedom. Yeah, no.
Nice. Sweet. We'll cut it there. Cheers, Conor Umbrella.
Come on.
Yeah, cheers for listening to another episode. Dan's a pussy.
Big up.